quad aces when you're the royal.
It's the Poker News Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 925 of the Poker News Podcast. I am Chad Holloway, joined by Mike Holtz and Ben Ludlow out in Las Vegas at Level 9 Studio. Gentlemen, we're going to have a good one. We're going to talk a lot about the NAPT. We're going to talk about a $1.3 million pot from a special game of high-stakes poker. We are going to talk about tournament start times, which is a hot topic in the poker world right now. Should they start earlier? A lot of people seem to think so. We're going to talk about Jeremy Ausmus, of course. He actually had a royal flush, of course. All in with Jason Koon, comedy night with Joe Stapleton, and trivia night with Boston Rob and Tyson Apostle. I actually got an interview with both of those Survivor legends. And then upcoming tournament stops. Ben, did you see this hand? $1.3 million involving Alan Keating on a special episode of High Stakes Poker.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was up late, but I could still get up for an early start time today, no problem. So that's my opinion. No, yeah, that was crazy. Alan Keating has pulled off some of the best bluffs in the history of televised poker and made some of the best calls too. So, you know, it was time for him to bluff it off, right? Basically into the nuts. I mean, I kind of liked how he played it, and it works a lot. He just, you know, the guy flopped trips. What are you going to do?
He's the absolute man. Alan Keating is just the sickest cat ever to exist. And I think I've told this story in the podcast before, but my experience with Alan Keating was we played the 10.4K WPT World Championship together. He's on my direct right. His phone screen is cracked to the point where he is bleeding. He's bleeding and he's playing hundreds of thousands of dollar PLO buy-ins, and multiple times, more than twice, he had the absolute stone cold nuts and timed out talking to me or talking to somebody else at the table, and he did not care. It was the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that's another level of rich that I'll never understand. But sick bluff. I don't even know. Who's this Señor Tilt fella? I hadn't seen him before this latest kind of series of live high-stakes poker things.
So, yeah, sure. So Sam Kiki, known as Señor Tilt, he was actually on the earlier season of High Stakes Poker. He is a founder of, let me actually look this up because I don't want to get it wrong. It's like Monkey something announced.
Oh, is it the Monkey Tilt thing?
Yeah, Monkey Tilt.
Monkey Tilt.
That's
yeah, which is a sponsor for PokerGO. Nice.
Yeah, and so he has appeared on High Stakes Poker before, but this was a special live episode. There was actually two. There was one the night before, and then one right after it. 200, 400, no limit hold'em. The lineup included like Jennifer Tilly was there, Justin Gavry, a couple people who you're just really familiar with, Andrew Roble. You know, these guys who are always on High Stakes Poker, Santoth Shuvarna, and then Doug Polk was in the action, which I think was pretty special. And here we have, as you mentioned, Alan Keating bluffing it away. We actually have the hand to show. Check it out.
I cannot get over that Doug look.
No, the Doug look is
it's
unreal.
Tremendous.
By the way, there have been a lot of needles kind of going on. They're sort of needling Doug for being tight, quote unquote.
Which he mostly hasn't been, though, right? Or
yeah, you know it's just gamesmanship.
And I did the draw, and I'm like,
5-5 queen, and it is all Señor Tilt. Boy, this is just continuing for him. Smashing boards. Will he have a customer?
You know,
seems unlikely, but who knows?
Things that happen than a Keating float.
Wouldn't be the craziest spot.
Oh my gosh, you've just nailed it.
Heavens.
He's floating with 4 high.
Note he can't even make the wheel as it would make tilt to boat.
150,000 out there.
Really kind of lean check for tilt, Scotty.
It's one of those spots, though, that because it's against Keating and we know he loves to be the hero and make the calls, I feel like it would just have to try to bet. But he comes with a great check.
There you go. You were sort of in between the two of you. I love the analysis. Scotty liked betting. Shulman liked checking. Checking did occur. Door open. Keating says, I'll be that hero. No draw, no pair. Cannot win.
But here I strongly feel you have to call once you find this check.
See if Señor Tilt agrees.
It's so nice in a normal game versus an opponent. You know they could have the King-10 of hearts. If you're Tilt, you could just be beat. But against Keating, God bless him, he's so often drawing just stone dead for in Tilt seat.
Exactly. It's another spot where the stakes come to mind no matter who you are. It's just scary to let free cards off when the pots are that big.
No, it's so true.
He's going to raise. You guys don't like this.
Just no one's immune to this, and it's completely okay. There's a lot of theoretical draws out there and a big pot.
Hold on now. We're done with this hand, right?
Well, it's weird for Keating because he's thinking, do you really have a 5? I'm the one who's supposed to have a 5.
And he's probably wondering if he would even raise with pocket queens.
Oh my God, he called 80.
Oh dear heavens.
He has called 80,000.
Yes.
Scotty, welcome to the booth.
This is beautiful.
They've blessed you with a masterpiece.
More than 400,000 out there.
And we can see Keating has 4-3, so it's easy to want tilt to check, but obviously he has visions of Keating actually having something.
Also, I feel like you need to go for all of it here and now, hoping Keating has a...
He does check.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my goodness.
Señor tilt is unconscious.
All
This
in.
is unbelievable.
And Señor tilt snap call. That is a near $1.3 million pot.
Señor tilt is stone dialed in right now. This is
That
unbelievable.
was a magical hand.
The Blez might have passed out and died in the booth if he saw this one.
This is...
Kiki's world.
This was just absolutely incredible.
Should we do this again?
Soup to nuts.
Yeah, right.
Guys, I'm having a really fun time playing poker this week.
All right, so there you have it, the hand courtesy of PokerGO. Got to give him props, not crops, props. Alan Keating, like, he's not afraid to go for it. And here,
crops.
yeah, he's not harvesting any pots in this one. It's funny because he lost this one $1.295 million, almost $1.3 million. The second largest pot ever on high stakes poker that wasn't chopped. And it was actually Alan Keating who won the largest ever earlier in episode 10 of season 14. So earlier this year, $1.412 million. So he kind of just, I don't know, gave a lot of it back if you look at it that way. But I don't know, you guys impressed with his line here, or do you think he should have just given up earlier in the hand?
No, like Ben said, it's a great... No, it's horrible. It's one of the most epic punts if you plug that into a solver. The amount of big blinds that you would lose per decision would be incalculable.
What, you don't like floating with the bottom end of a backdoor straight
I would have
draw?
preferred almost any other action on any other street. Literally any street, if you just randomly selected from the game tree to any other action, I would just randomize would be way better. But Alan Keating's got...
I mean, he did randomize, basically.
No, he did. He randomized like on a big nutsack, and I'm about to tell him what time it is.
I'm going to randomly go all in because that's what I do. Yeah, I mean, it just didn't work.
I think I'd like it better if he had a hand like 6, 7.
Oh, I see. Because like at least you got a gut shot.
Oh God, I think we both go to hell now. I think that's how that works.
6,
actually,
7. Nice.
The
big hand he won was the one where he called off like he had like a bottom pair on like an ace king jack board versus Peter something. The other guy, right?
Yeah, you're talking about the record-breaking one?
Yeah. Anyway, point being, I mean, the guy's made some ridiculously epic calls. He's going to make some ridiculously epic bluffs. I'm sure it goes back and forth, and this is why he's, the must-have person in any televised cash game. Like,
yeah, he's so interesting too. I like the way he's thinking about hands. He just has a very inquisitive. I do, dude. Dude's a
very attractive.
Smoke show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
He does look very inquisitive and kind of like kind of sneaky,
Sneaky. Okay. All right.
I don't want.
He's got bedroom eyes.
I don't want to get too bricked up.
I actually looked it up, Ben, and you were way off in that record-breaking hand.
Sweet.
It was,
cool.
It was against Peter, but it was pocket kings for Keating, ace 3 of spades for Peter. They saw a flop of deuce of spades, jack of spades, king of hearts. There was a lot of action. It gets in on the turn when an ace hits. They run it twice, but
basically what I said.
Keating scoops. So yeah, essentially.
Same
but
thing.
You said literally the same hand.
Yeah.
There was nothing different.
Don't gaslight me. Jeez.
This was fun because for Señor Tilt, Sam Kiki, he tweeted after the hand, which was funny. Thank you for the new investment property, Mr. Keating. And cool. If I recall correctly, because I watched a lot of the stream, was Sam Kiki bought in for like $300K, or he was down to $300K, something along those lines, and then ended up spinning it up to over 2 million, like 2.3 million last I looked. I don't know what the exact numbers were at the end, but absolutely crushed the game, whereas Keating, not so much.
Yeah, I'm not generally a cash game watcher. You know, when it gets a little too crazy, some of the hustler streams are, you know, whatever. It's so much chaos. It's kind of like doesn't even look like poker to me sometimes. But this was very entertaining. I thought everyone, you know, played well, went for it. Jennifer Tilly played super well. I was like very impressed. She made some great folds. She got coolered a few times, but was all around impressed with everyone and enjoyed watching that a lot. And it was cool. Scott Seaver in the booth for the first time.
I thought that was really sick too. I love Scott.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, talk about someone's mind you wish you could get into more often, you know, in terms of poker. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Scott's
and
that.
just,
Scott's
you know, walking
boy.
around, you know, wonder what he's thinking about.
Anime.
Anime.
It's anime.
Along those lines, what you guys brought up, Scott Seaver, my good friend Paul Orstein actually just did an excellent article with Scott Seaver that he himself promoted on his Twitter and is on Paul Orstein's Substack. I will try to link to that in the show notes. Highly recommend it. And then, of course, if you want to watch the replay of these high stakes pokers, you can do so on PokerGO. Gentlemen, I want to jump into our next topic, which is tournament start times. Seth Davies actually, it's a long overdue conversation, really, and it was Seth Davies who spurred it by tweeting, "The industry is due for a paradigm shift in tourney start times. Starting a tournament at noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., and playing really late is rough. Almost no one likes it, pros and recs alike. Let's start tourneys at 10 a.m., finish at a reasonable time. If you bust early, you can still have the evening free." Mike, Ben, what are your guys' takes? You play a lot of tournament poker. How do you feel about this topic?
I'm leaning in because I know we're going to disagree. I'm getting ready. So, Mike, what time do you think tournaments should start?
7
p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, 7 p.m.
This is crazy.
Yeah. No, I think listen, I think the people have spoken, and 11 a.m., 12 noon are the preferred start times. I think 10's too early to start a tournament.
When you say the people have spoken, do you mean you have spoken? Or?
I mean the people, you know what I mean?
Like, what people are we talking about?
It's
here?
me. I'm talking about me.
It's talking about me. Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm a human. I can get up whatever time I need to.
Yeah, okay. I don't care about this. I'm a human. I can do anything.
I can do anything I want.
I can put my mind to it.
I've got an alarm clock. I've got coffee. No, whatever works for the most people. I mean, if someone is going to not, like, I don't think there are any pros who aren't going to play the tournament because it starts at 10 a.m. But
oh, that's not true.
I mean, late reg at noon, fine. But I'm just saying there are plenty of recreationals or, you know, weekend warriors, whatever, who may see a noon tournament or a 1 p.m. and it's going to go till 3 a.m. and might skip it. So, like,
I think I agree. I think the 3 a.m. is too crazy to go to.
Yeah.
I think the start
end
time.
times more important than start times.
End times more important than start times.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's more of how much time you have off. If it's a 2-day tournament, right? If it's a 1-day tournament, I think starting it earlier is actually better.
Right.
In general, just because they generally run very late. Like a 1-day tournament might end at 4 or 5 in the morning if you start at 10 a.m. even.
Yeah.
So like, or noon, you might get like literally 6:30, 7 a.m. some tournaments.
Yeah.
And that's too much. For 2-day tournaments, though, you have to have, like, the biggest problem right now for me is like let's say you go to the WSOP live and you play a 10 a.m. tournament, right? And then you bag at like, I don't know, close to midnight. And then it's like...
Or later.
Yeah. Normally it's like 12:31, something like that. You bag. Now you've got 9 hours between restart and your tournament. So now you got to get out of the casino. That takes 30 minutes. You got to drive home. You got to feed both your dogs, who are both terrierists, you know?
Terrierists.
And they're gonna bark like crazy. They need food. They need water. They need to be loved up more. You know what I mean? They've been with the babysitter all day. And then you got to cook dinner or whatever. And then by the time you go to sleep, you get 5 hours of sleep and you're going in tired. And it's just like in tournament series, especially early on, like you do that a few days in a row, all of a sudden you're on day 10 of the series and you're just dead, you know?
And I think you're making the same argument that Seth, Jason, et cetera, are making, is that like that's detrimental to everyone, and especially people who like are trying to adjust their normal time to be able to play. Like that's less detrimental to you or I.
Sure.
Obviously we get less sleep or whatever, maybe, and someone can go directly to sleep after it. But like whatever we can do to not make it so that like making a day 2 ruins your fucking life.
Whatever makes recreational players the most happy is what I'm cool with.
Yeah. So,
like,
I mean, something like 9 a.m. or whatever is absurd because like then there's the side argument that, okay, well, in today's day and age, like everyone cares about taking care of themselves more in poker.
Yeah.
Some people at least, not us. But you get up early, you work out, whatever. You're like,
I can still taste the sour Skittles from last night. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm dealing with
I
currently.
understand.
It's such a problem.
It was actually Martin Jakobsen, former WSOP main event champ, who said his dream start is 9 a.m. to start, 1 p.m. lunch break, 7 p.m. a bag and tag, and 10 a.m. restart. Seth Avery said, dream schedule.
Is it Jakobsen? Or are we
Martin
doing a
Jakobsen. Or you can say Jacobsen,
1 p.m.
but he's
lunch
Swedish.
break.
You could
4
say
p.m.
that.
tea time.
No, yeah, I'm looking for that. When's crumpets again?
Yeah, do we get naps too? What's going on?
I'm trying to play polo on dinner break. You know what I mean?
It does take at least 3 hours too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean 9 a.m. is just crazy. That's not like you can't say, I don't know.
I mean, that is what most of the world operates on, a 9 to 5, work schedule. I do
and the
think
rest of
9
the
a.m.
world's doing so well in health.
I do think
The rest of the world doesn't though. Just the U.S.
So I do agree that 9 a.m. is too early. And health, that's a big thing you just mentioned. You both have mentioned it. Jason Koon was one who harped on that. Faraz Jaka as well. Also with people with families. And just that, the old days of poker were a lot different than modern days where people actually care a little bit more about their health, about their sleep schedules, things like that. Jason Koon said the only pushback he's really gotten is that some people saying that, oh, you're just saying this because it will give you, the top pros, an advantage, which I don't think is, necessarily the case at all. But there's plenty of people who have weighed in on social media, a lot of big name players who just say they don't even play certain tournaments anymore because it goes too late. Working and covering poker tournaments for as long as I have, I've literally covered days that have lasted 17 hours. Ben, I know you used to do some live updates too. You had some grueling hours back then.
Yeah. I remember we worked, can't remember. Maybe it was like a PLO 8 final tables. I mean, there was just in those days, there was no like hard stop time or, oh, let's come back tomorrow or, oh, we're still heads up. Well, it's, 3 a.m. Why don't you guys come back? No, we're finishing. So it's like play till 7 a.m., play till the sun comes out. I mean, the main event even had this issue a few years ago where they, were 10-handed until 6 a.m. and then they just were like, all right, we're just going to have a 10-handed final table or whatever, start the broadcast. I mean, we see how like it, I'm sure same thing where you're talking about one-day tournaments that last till 6:30 a.m. Yeah, that fucks you up for days and days after that. So whatever we can do to kind of like, again, I think it's a lot more about stop times, or it's about the time in between, like you said, or it's about, giving a minimum. It really needs to be like there's a minimum of X amount of hours between when you bag and when you start playing again, always. And that's sort of an industry standard.
Yeah, maybe. What do you think?
Start at 9 a.m.
12, 11 hours of play, max, 10 hours of play?
Yeah, 10, 12 hours. But again, more like minimum 12 hours in between.
Yeah, I think, of course, yeah.
That's more like you end at 3 a.m. because you start at 3 p.m. I don't care, but make sure that you start at 3 p.m. Like I remember we were in Houston for the PGT PLO thing, the 3300, and they had a bunch of flights, and one of them was a turbo flight that started at 7 p.m. Me and a few other guys who like hadn't made it through yet played that. It ended at like 4:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's unacceptable.
But day 2 started at 3.
Oh, okay,
and
that's acceptable.
Exactly. So it's like, it's still weird and it adjusted everyone's schedule and it's not ideal, like just push everything earlier. But, that at least they adjusted because they were cognizant of the fact that like.
To be fair, PLO 3:30 in the afternoon is the 9 a.m. for PLO players.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, PLO tournaments can start at 3:30. Hold'em tournaments can start at whatever, 9:30.
I think one of the issues that, look, I agree that there should be some earlier start times, but I think it goes deeper than that. It's not as simple as saying, okay, we're going to start earlier and end earlier if you're not going to actually dive into the structures and the starting stacks and the numbers, right? There's a science to tournament poker in terms of predicting when it will end or how potentially what level it should end in. There are people who organize tournaments, even a tournament reporter, BJ Nemeth, who I know is really good at calculating it. So to me, it's these tournament operators really need to get into the weeds of predicting when these things might end and then acting accordingly, right? Because what good is it going to do if you say, okay, we're going to start at 11 a.m. now and finish at 7 p.m. and then you realize, oh, it's going to take 2 extra days to actually finish this thing out because of the structure.
No, I completely agree. And it's crazy to me that how poorly some of these tournaments are thought out and how the structures are just like It feels like someone's just like clicking a button, just being like, we'll do that. We're good to go. Yeah. Like, I feel like once they get the money, like a lot of these places just don't care as much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I worry about, this NAPT main event coming up, and I know we'll talk about, the NAP, et cetera. I think it's like there's not as many people, as maybe a normal EPT. So like they play down to 16 one day and then 6 the next. There could be some really early days where like, why wouldn't you just then adjust that?
Yeah.
And be able to, it's more about like, and I don't know if this is a gaming thing or just an organization thing, but we need to be nimble too. Like be able to adjust on the fly. Not that you're like screwing people over, but like to the advantage of everyone, right? Like something that's gonna like, whether it's ending earlier, whether it's whatever. I mean, yeah, like you said, get into the weeds, surrender to AI, just surrender to ChatGPT. It'll make much better structures.
There is a lot behind the scenes, though, like you mentioned there, right? So it's not as easy to be nimble in certain situations. Like if TV production is involved, they do have like union standards and stuff.
Right.
So it's not like they're that flexible. Gaming things can come into it too, and you also got to look.
Shoot a day 4. You need a day 4. Enough coverage of day 4, right? Like
Yeah, and you also just have to remember from an operational standpoint, staffing sometimes, right? At a big stop like the World Series of Poker, sure, they could probably be a lot more flexible. But if you're working at, say, like a MSPT or Run Good Stop where they can only work with the dealers that they have on hand, that sort of thing. So it's just not as easy as some players might think it is. Like I remember one MSPT in particular was a lot busier than we expected. And there were actually empty tables in the convention hall. And everyone's listening, screaming, there's empty tables, there's a line, open them up. Yes, in an ideal world, but what they didn't know is that there just literally wasn't any dealers. Nobody expected the turnout, so it was impossible to open them. So it's just, perception versus reality.
But I'll give go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'll give you an example. WSOP.com, since they've opened, they've had mystery bounties that literally, and this is 2 years ago, 3 years ago, the new software's been here. Mystery bounties still to this day on WSOP.com, they don't come in the money. They just pick a random time. They say level 18,
15,
level 19, they start. And it's just like, we're 40 people off the money. And I've asked the people up top, like, what's that about? And they said, we don't have a way to, the software won't let us do that, or we would. They said they just pick a time and they stick with that. And it's like, it's not really the best time you've been picking. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like,
well, I mean, the New Jersey people too.
Well, that's
a whole different point, obviously.
Well, no, I think it's very pertinent to hear. Is I was thinking the same thing. It's like, dude, they've been complaining for 8 years about bracelet events in New Jersey running till literally 9 a.m., 7 a.m. in the morning Eastern time, when the start time is like legitimately 2 p.m., 3 p.m.
Reg closing at 11 p.m. local time.
Unacceptable. Yeah.
But I think the important thing as players and kind of all this is we need to say things and like speak up to protect ourselves. But at the same time, there are so many things behind the scenes as we go through these things. So, have some empathy for the operators, et cetera. But you can't be playing a bracelet event till 9 a.m. in New Jersey. That's crazy.
It was actually Jeremy Ausmus. He tweeted in correlation to this discussion about tournament start times. He said that he's heard a lot of complaints from players in buy-ins live, but he's also skipped buying into these. He said, quote, and don't get me started on these online bracelet events. Rarely play them. And I think it stems to the point that you just made, Mike. I'm glad this conversation is happening. I think, Matt Savage and others have heard it, and we very well could see some changes moving forward. But I want to use this opportunity with Jeremy Ausmus to transition into our next story, and that is the NAPT at Resorts World. It was day 1B of the $5,300 buy-in main event, and Jeremy Ausmus puts on probably the best cooler, the most epic cooler that you can, beating quad aces with a royal flush. Harlan Karnofsky was the player with quad aces. And of course, Jeremy Ausmus just rolls over the diamond royal flush with the 10 of diamonds, jack of diamonds. I don't know. Mike, we've talked about Jeremy Ausmus and just how good of a guy he is and how well he runs and et cetera, et cetera.
Well, when you sell your soul to the literal entity that is Satan, like Jeremy Ausmus has, that's what happens. You just get a royal flush against quads. Just an evil, bad guy. That's Jeremy Ausmus, as we always say on the show. Definitely not a good guy at all. Not nice at all either. Yeah. Just
no.
Terrible human being.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. He didn't even seem, he was like 2 tables over from me when this happened. And it was like, wait, this doesn't happen to you all the time? I don't understand.
No.
You guys just don't make the Royal versus, yeah. I mean, how else would you build a stack on day one? I'm very confused.
In all honesty, and I mean this, I've played a lot of poker in my time. I've made a Royal, including online, less than 15 times. And it's never happened against trips. It's never happened against trips. I mean, like, oh, he's got a pair of 7s, let's try to get the max value. This motherfucker quad aces when you had a Royal. Oh.
Reminds me of that old hand from the World Series, the guy in the cutoff. Okay, I want it. Yeah.
Ray Romano's on the side.
Romano's on the side, yeah. Well, anyway, no one even made a big deal about it. We were all at the table after that happened, like, why didn't anyone yell? Just there wasn't enough commotion.
It's just another day in the neighborhood, baby.
Yeah, there wasn't enough commotion. That's the real problem, is everyone was like, yeah, I mean, that's just Jeremy.
Yeah. No, adds up.
Yeah.
Adds up completely, yeah.
Good guy.
I do want to just clarify, because there are people out there that take these things very literally. We actually do love Jeremy Ausmus.
Speak for yourself.
At least I do.
Speak for yourself. I've got a dartboard with his face upside down with flames in his eyes in my house, and yeah.
Yeah, he didn't even put that there. That just appeard.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I said Ausmus 3 times in a row in the mirror, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
Yeah.
We are going to cover the winner of the main event in next week's episode, but I was out there in Vegas for a few days. I did see you guys grinding. Did you guys end up playing in the NAPT main event? And if so, how did you do?
No, I didn't play in the NAPT main.
I did. Like I said, I was on day 1B. I busted the 1K 30 from the money late on day 2, and I busted the main 30 from the money late on day 2. But I had, honestly, the main it's incredible structure. I had a fun day 2. I had Jesse Lonis, Sean Winter, David Coleman in a row on my left, which provided for some, entertaining hands and some entertaining times. But my kings lost aces eventually. And
Cry me a river.
I will later.
No, I can't wait.
We will get into some other NAPT winners here in a moment. But the good news for you, Ben, and others that were at the NAPT that might not have done well on the felt was that there were plenty of activities to partake in off the felt. One of them was a exclusive Q&A, if you will, a conversation with Jason Koon called All In with Jason Koon that was open to Silver Pass winners, Gold Pass winners. James Hardigan and Jason Koon were on stage and just talked a lot about poker, about Jason Koon, his life. I actually learned a few things. I was in attendance, knowing like where Jason Koon comes from. I know he had a very rough upbringing in West Virginia and the things that he's overcome, but that a lot of his family is still back there struggling. And despite, any attempts of help, that cycle is kind of perpetuated, if you will. So it got very personal. Those in attendance got an opportunity to ask some questions. And we actually have a little highlight video of what happened at All In with Jason Koon. Check it out. Chad Holloway here at the 2025 NAPT at Resorts World in front of the Players Lounge for a very special event, All In with Jason Koon, PokerStars ambassador. He is going to do a Q&A with an audience of Silver Pass and Gold Pass winners. James Hardigan is going to host. This is an invite-only, very exclusive event to learn from one of the best. Let's check it out.
Poker's a good training ground to prepare you for life. If you can own up to the things that are in front of you and zoom out and objectively say, okay, what could I do better? How can I do a better job at this? Then you will succeed in some shape or form. I hate to say it. I wish I could tell all of you, like, if you work really hard, you're going to be able to play the biggest stakes in the world. You're going to be the best poker player. But I think that you have to want it more than anything in the world. You have to commit your life to it. And then things have to go well for you. Just get in the chair. That should be number one. Just get in the chair. You need to play hands. So before you worry about looking at solvers or watching training videos, sit down and develop intuition yourself. Play with people. Feel like, oh, people don't bluff here. People bluff too much here. I always get called here. You need to develop those spidey senses. And then from there, you can start to hone it studying. And then if you're going to play at the highest levels, it has to be obsessive, like everything else.
All right, so there you have it, All In with Jason Koon, PokerStars U.S. ambassador. Ben, Mike, do you guys, he plays a lot of the high rollers and such, but have you crossed paths with Jason Koon at all at the tables, or what are your thoughts on him in general?
I would have liked to come to this event, but the start time was way too early. It really was like 10 a.m. I saw that and was like, absolutely not. I'm going to go to 10 a.m.
I hate you. You get the whole conversation, you're like, I'm on board for the 10 a.m. thing. The next thing you're like, tournament started at 10 a.m. Fuck them.
Can't be late Regina talk with Jason Koon, unfortunately.
Yeah.
No, I mean, obviously he's the man. He's probably the best around in everything. You know, he crushes it all.
He's a lovely young man.
And he just kills at the I mean, I don't know. I just like, he's also just ruthless at the table. You know? It's just like, you love someone who's so nice and whatever, and kind of like, you know, whatever, opens up personally, providing experiences, but also he's just gonna kill you.
We never met at poker, but he saw me doing backflips one time. And I told him how. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah. I was the anchor of his 4x200 relay in high school.
Ooh, were you?
So
really?
we were really good friends. Yeah. He went third because I'm obviously Speedy.
No, I've heard from, well, it's all women that told me this, but they said you're quick.
Right. I would be in the league if it wasn't for my bum knee. But
exactly.
But, you know, Koon didn't get injured, and so here he is.
What can you do, you know?
Yeah, no, great guy.
Another fun event that took place at the NAPT was comedy night with Joe Stapleton, a.k.a. Stapes. I think Caitlin Komeski was there, as well as some others.
Yeah, both
Ben,
of us.
You've done some comedy with Stapes before. Tell us about it. Were you at this show?
Yes, I was at this show, as was young Michael here.
We were jickling.
Yeah, we were jickling. They had these free empanadas that I was planning on getting a lot more of, and then they just took them away like 15 minutes before the show. I was like socializing, getting a drink.
I'm sure Stapes is just thrilled that we were just about to talk about a show and you start with the empanada.
No, he would want
to the point.
Yeah. I went to the show to support my good friends, Joe Stapleton, Nikki Limo, Caitlin Komeski, etc. But I just wanted to start out by saying, like, you know, give us like, you know, like when you're in a theater and they give you the flashing lights, like, it's almost time to come back. Like that should happen for those empanadas. Anyway,
there should be a clock above the food if you're going to take that food away from us, and it's hot and fresh and ready, and it's just like, oh, there's free food over there, and then it's like,
I was like about to take a bite and they pulled it out of my hand, basically.
Yeah, no, literally when I watched that happen, actually.
It was crazy, and then he was like, he tried to fight me, and it was a whole thing. Anyway.
That was sick. Nikki Lima knows karate, luckily for us.
Yeah.
That's
Hollow Earth Theory?
Hollow Earth Theory, yeah. 8-foot karate masters.
I thought it was awesome. Stapes is always great, and Stapes, you know, knows how to bring the crowd.
Let's talk about the empanadas.
Yeah, wait. What? Those empanadas, I'm really still upset about that. The Caitlin and Nikki were awesome. Nikki hadn't done stand-up in a minute and crushed it. She's hilarious and can probably just talk off the dome for an hour and just go hard. But the headliner, Blair Sochi,
crushed.
Oh my God. That might be the funniest person I've ever seen. And Stapes is an incredible comedian, but he also has such a good network and knows everyone and like loves to find people who I've never seen before and just always crush. So yeah, Blair Sochi, go follow her on Instagram.
Poker News was there. We have a little highlight video of Comedy with Stapes. Check it out.
It's comedy night at the NAPT. Very excited for the show about to happen. I like to call it high stakes comedy. For some reason, they don't like that, but we're gonna laugh anyway.
I love doing comedy for a poker crowd, because every single person in this room would rather still be in the tournament. Yes! I'm a TV poker commentator. Okay, I was expecting a round of applause for that. That's okay. There it is. That's funny. Your reaction is the exact same reaction my parents have. I'm what they call niche famous, which is to say that I am not at all famous. I'm incredibly popular with about 4,000 people around the world, and I say around the world to make it sound better, but when you divide it up, that's like 4 people per country.
All right, so All In with Jason Koon and Stapes Comedy Night weren't the only activities. A big one that I was really looking forward to was the Run Good Trivia Night with Boston Rob Mariano and Tyson Apostle, 2 legends of the Survivor world. Both have won $1 million on the hit CBS TV show. And they combined forces, they're good friends, to host a trivia night in which they awarded some seats. I actually caught up with both of them prior to the trivia night, and then we had some highlights from the actual trivia competition. Check it out. Gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to chat with me at Poker News.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be back for NAPT and looking forward to a fun week.
Tyson taking a break from pickleball?
Yeah, I almost brought my pickleball stuff, but I was like, I'm going to call my shot, win the main event here, and I got to focus. So pickleball's on the back burner this week as I focus solely on poker. And I think that's how you really excel at things, is just like on the spur of the moment, just shift all of your focus onto it. It should work out.
Well, I've got a little game for you because you guys are going to host trivia night. I came up with 5 trivia questions that are both Survivor, and poker related. So,
wait, no new era questions, please.
Okay. So here's the question, and we'll go back and forth and kind of steal. Number 1 question, we'll start with Boston Rob. In what year was PokerStars founded?
1999.
That's pretty close. 2001. In what year did the World Series of Poker first award a $1 million first place prize? Asking this because you both have won $1 million on Survivor.
Yes. Pass.
2001.
Nope. 2003.
Both wrong. Good guesses. It was actually in 1991, Brad Doherty won $1 million for first place in the main event.
Neither of those guesses were good guesses.
No. All right, here's one back to Boston Rob. I think you're going to get this one. Which poker player was the first voted off season 39 of Survivor? Island of the Idols.
Oh,
you were there.
Ronnie Barda.
It was Ronnie Barda. So
I knew that too.
He wasn't going to pass that one. All right, over to you, Tyson. Aside from you two, which poker player has had the best performance on Survivor?
Jean Robert.
Yes, Jean Robert Ballon, season 15, China. All right, tied up. 1-1. And last question, which combines poker and a little bit from both of you. So this is both kind of a Boston question and a pickleball question. Which poker pro won the 2024 Massachusetts State Pickleball Mixed Doubles Championship?
He plays a lot of high rollers.
I don't know if he plays many high rollers.
Then I don't know.
We'll go over to Tyson, see if he knows.
I have no idea. I'm not, unless he's a professional pickleball player at the highest level, I would have no idea.
Well, the answer was Bernard Lee. Bernard Lee, who finished.
I know Bernard.
Yeah, Bernard Lee.
From Run Good Tour, you know Bernard.
He was a Run Good.
I don't know Bernard.
You would probably recognize him.
Yeah.
He was a Run Good pro. He still might be.
He plays pickleball.
He does.
Wow.
All right, well, that's it. We're just going to draw it as a tie, but I do want to ask you guys one last question because I am a huge Survivor fan.
Yes.
As you know, Survivor 50 is coming up. I think it's a travesty that neither of you are on there. But do you have a winner's pick for us of those that are on there?
I cannot predict a winner. I mean, that's just impossible.
You have to name a name still.
If I have to name a name, I don't even know all the people that are on it. Coach, the Dragon Slayer.
It's a good pick. I'm excited to see him play again.
Yeah, I don't hate that as a pick, actually. Coach could do okay. There's a girl, Tiffany, from the New Era, who's kind of under the radar more a little bit. Nobody's like really expecting.
Nobody knows anyone from the New Era.
Yeah, but that's why it could work.
Hopefully the trivia show is better than this interview. And we'll see you guys 7 p.m. on the 7th.
That's right. Run Good Trivia here at the PokerStars NAPT.
Welcome to the NAPT PokerStars Trivia Night! Let's go! First place prize is a $550 ticket to any tournament you want to play. Type the answer. What is common nickname for the hand pictured below? Ace King, what do they call it? Type was the answer. Say it out loud. Big Slick. There we go. It's a puzzle. Rank the following poker players by total live earnings, highest to lowest, according to the Hendon Mob. I know who's the lowest. That Ivy guy. You. It's a slider. The odds of being dealt pocket aces in Texas Hold'em are 1 in 221. There we go. Somebody said that. The winner is the Green Turtle.
We are back to talk recent tournament winners presented by PokerStars. It is going to be an all NAPT edition, starting with the PokerStars Open that kicked off the NAPT. This was one that you played in, Ben, and I think you did too, Mike. Am I right in that assumption?
You're so correct, Chad.
So correct.
So right, bro.
This was I think $1,100 buy-in, 947 runners, and it was a pretty stacked final table that included John Kite, Toby Lewis, Jim Colopy, who finished 5th through 3rd place respectively. But in the end, it was Nikolai Mamut defeating TJ Reed, a former or current poker media member who's really shown his professional chops, if you will. In heads-up play, Mamut taking $158,000 and TJ Reed $99,000. Ben, you know TJ well.
Yeah. Shout out to TJ. Yeah. He has had some good PokerStars results this year. So I know when I talked to him before, like, I guess right after the series, the World Series, he has been kind of on a tear and traveling everywhere to play all these PokerStars events because he was pretty high up on their leaderboard for like the middle player of the, like the mid-stakes player of the year. And I got to imagine this pushes him. I don't know if he's back in first or something, but that's a huge result. And like, I think probably his best result of the year in PokerStars. So hopefully that gets him close to that sponsorship gold pass thing that he's going for. That tournament was basically the same structure as the NAPT main. Like that was one where
it's exactly the same, right?
Like I love a good structure. I love having the opportunity to play low buy-in, great events like that, just because we don't always get the opportunity to. That one might have been a little too good.
It should be a 2-day tournament.
Yeah. You can buy in day 2 with 20 bigs, which again, great. I love that you can buy in with 20 bigs, but that should be like on dinner break, not on day 2.
Yeah, I completely agree. I always take advantage of the day 2 buy-ins, and it's just like if you look at the math behind it, it's just like so advantageous if you like as far as time goes.
Yeah,
you know,
and my time is very valuable. So
it's so valuable. My time's worth like negative 280 an hour right now.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's going good. Shit's hot.
Mike, I see your boy Jeff Matson made a deep run, finishing 15th place.
This is Jeff Matson. I'm the best rap, and this is what I do. My boy, he went in and let him know what time was. That's what he does.
Yeah.
He's got a watch on his wrist and one in his mind, and he keeps that time rolling, baby. You know, they get it. The audience gets
crazy.
it.
That's the exact same thing I was going to say. That's nuts. Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to somebody who I'm sure is watching or listening right now, and that is Sammy Majlatin. Sorry if I mispronounced that, Sammy. So Sammy came up to me at the NAPT, said he's a big fan of the show. We chatted for a little bit, and then he asked, this was prior to, I think, the start of day 2. He asked what I thought. Did I think he should late reg coming back to day 2 with 20 bigs or whatever it is you just mentioned? And I said, of course, you know, go for it. Who knows? One double up, you got 40 bigs, you can go from there. So he did, and then I go, and he's there at the final 3 tables.
Oh, nice.
He was so happy. He ended up finishing in 19th place for $6,150. So that was just a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, no, that's not bad at all.
Yeah,
no, literally, I told someone to do the same thing, and they busted in the first hand, so they're not going to talk to me again, so it's fine, no big deal.
Well, I was happy to see it, and you know, we'll attribute that success to the Poker News Podcast. Thank you, Sammy, for listening. Another big winner was Stephen Chidwick. It was the 50K super high roller, 23 runners in this one, 1.1 million in the prize pool. Only 3 spots were paid, so it was actually a pretty stacked final table, but with only 3 spots getting paid. Bryn Kenny fell just shy as he was the bubble boy. So he's not extending that all-time money lead. It was Kerry Katz in 3rd place, Thomas Boyven in 2nd, and then Stephen Chidwick taking it down for $558,000. I mean, Chidwick, he's been voted the best player amongst his peers several times, and he's actually just recently opened up, if you will. He's always been kind of very introverted, but he's been more active on social media and giving us a glimpse into the man that he is. Thoughts on Stevie Chidwick?
An absolute man.
Yeah. I mean,
sick haircut. Love it.
Mike loves his haircut because he's got the same one.
Fuck yeah.
To your point about opening up, I love this trend of seeing some of the best players in the game starting to, I don't want to say necessarily be more vulnerable. In some cases, that's the case, but like opening up, sharing more about their lives, sharing more about their experiences, because I think for so long and in our upbringing, it was very much, you know, the biggest players in the world were the best ones. And now content creators and some other people, maybe even more famous than some of these guys. So to see guys like Chidwick who don't need any introduction, don't ever need to do a shred of content or an interview for us to revere them, talking about their experiences, talking about, I know Chidwick talked about his mental struggles with downswings and kind of like battling through that. Yeah. So you saying Stephen Chidwick, the GOAT, still goes through the same things I do? That's great. So I've really enjoyed seeing guys like him and Seth and whoever else open up a bit more. And obviously, like, he has nothing left to prove. So at this point, he's just racking up legacy and dollars for his.
And Seth Davies is crushing the content game too.
Oh yeah, he's great.
I love his content, man. I watch all his stuff. I think Seth Davies is the truth.
And he, he says what he wants. I feel like maybe I'm getting this wrong that he's not sponsored by anyone specifically right now for his content, but like
I think he's sponsored by Condom Depot.
Condom Depot?
That's what I've heard. Yeah, it's a word on the street.
Nice. Well, shout out to CD.
Yeah, my boys over at CD.
My boys over at CD.
Code Brock Lesnar, 20% off.
Wow, 20% off.
That's a joke. That's not real.
Yeah,
that's not real.
See,
I'm not going to toss to it, but we talked about it in the episode. Several months back. You guys remember the Lara Nisi when she got Stephen Chidwick and Seth Davies mixed up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah. Oh, that's right. No, it is. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Stephen Chidwick has the Condom Depot sponsor, not...
Oh.
Mix it up. That makes sense. My bad.
Yeah. They're both, I bet they're both...
let's talk about another winner.
Dude wipes.
Better help.
Another big winner, gentlemen, in the $10,300 buy-in known to hold a mystery bounty. Cherish Andrews defeated Nick Petrangelo in heads-up play to claim the title for $111,000. She also got $220,000 in mystery bounties for $331,000 payday. Cherish Andrews, I got to play with her in a I don't remember what it was, a WPT event, something like that in Vegas, MSPT event, I think maybe. But anyways, she was to my left and just absolutely a crusher. I was it was one of those like, okay, I busted. At least I'm getting moved to a different table when I revive because she was just that good.
Yeah.
No, she's a monster. Like, absolutely ridiculous. The first thing when I saw she won this and I follow her updates on Instagram, the first thing I thought was like, damn, she's like so much better at poker than I am. That sucks. I remember I had that distinct feeling in my head, I
was texting Jeff Platt, who was playing Bragg, sick. Who was playing
I have his number 2. Okay.
Yeah. All right. You can make it right the list. Love you, Jeff. And he was saying, man, playing with Cherish is just a blast to watch. I'm just sitting back and enjoying the show. So, don't hear that too often. And he meant her play, obviously.
Yeah.
She wasn't like doing crazy shit at the table.
Right. Nobody thought that.
Okay. Just making sure. Like, what show? What are you talking about? No. Anyway, shout out Cherish.
Anytime you bring up Jeff Platt, wild shit's going down.
Yeah, right. Wild, man. $300,000 to spend on Alani energy drinks. Go Cherish. Congrats.
Cherish Andrews is having a career year. Her best prior year in 2024 was $550,000. She's already up to more than $1.3 million in 2025. So
go Cherish.
Trying to get that GPI player of the year, Cherish, not that GPI female player of the year. She gonna get it.
And then some late news that I added last minute. It was the NAPT $300, I think it was $300 buy-in ladies event. 175 runners in this one was won by Raena Janes out of Tucson, Arizona for $11,670. PokerStars always puts a heavy emphasis on ladies events and lady initiatives, which I applaud. And it was cool to see them do not only the ladies event, they also did I think it was $2,200 ladies high roller that Canada's Elaine Rawn ended up winning for almost $22,000. So 2 women getting some spadies, some Women Poker Association titles, and shout out to Kinda England as well, because she's a former NAPT ladies event champ.
Shout out women.
Yo.
Gentlemen, that's going to do it for our tournament winners. Like I said, we'll recap the rest of the NAPT, including the main event winner, in next week's episode. I do want to turn our attention to some upcoming events that Poker News will be covering, including the Hendon Mob Championship, which is hitting Cape Town in Africa, November 23rd through the 25th. I tried, gentlemen. I said, can you send Ben, myself, and Mike? We'll do some Poker News podcast from the Hendon Mob Championship, but it's just not going to happen this year in Africa.
Mike doesn't go south of the strip. I don't think he's going to go South Africa.
I go south. Ask your mother.
I get it.
It's a reference to sexual stuff with your mom.
Yep.
It is going to, as I said, take place at Grand West Casino in Cape Town, November 23rd through the 25th. Details will be linked on the Poker News website. You can check it out there. One that is closer to at least you guys is the Run Good Poker Series Grand Prix season, San Diego, taking place November 18th through the 23rd. There's going to be a $150,000 guaranteed main event, $600 buy-in for that one, taking place at Hamul Casino, which I've been to for a Run Good Poker event. Always a lot of fun. Ben, I know you're a big fan of the Run Good Poker Series.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of San Diego and a big fan of Hamul. So definitely.
It's pronounced Hamul?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Jamul. Not Jamul.
I've been pronouncing Jamule.
Jamule?
I'm a bad pronouncer.
Jamule,
I can't do it.
Yeah, Mike wants to pronounce the hard J. Jamul Martin Jacobson or Jacobson.
Yeah.
Jacobson. Mm-hmm.
No, I do want to pronounce the hard J. You look really bad.
Yeah. He's from the he comes from the streets where they pronounce the hard J.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have a J pass.
You have a J pass.
Jacobson.
Anyway, yeah, go play. It's Hamul, San Diego. Run Good.
I can't wait to Hamul.
I'm gonna.
Yep. You are.
I'm gonna Jamul you in the car after this.
Sick, dude. Sick.
Gentlemen, that's going to do it for episode 925. We do have, I think, a couple like down weeks, and then December is going to hit hard. We've got the World Series of Poker Paradise, got the WPT World Championship, the EPT Prague. I know the MSPT is going to have its season finale at Running Aces. December is a busy month, the last chance of the year for people to get Player of the Year points for whatever race they may be in. What is your December looking like? I know we've danced around it in past episodes. You guys going to do that WPT World Championship? Are you feeling the allure of the WSOP Paradise or something else?
I actually don't know. It's undecided for me, but I got to say this. Shout out to, what was the girl's name, the chick's name we met?
The woman.
The woman, sure. The woman. Yes. The woman we met. What was her name? Kim. Shout out Kim. It was Kim, right?
Yeah.
Shout out Kim. She said she was a fan of the podcast. Said that she watched and loves Ben and that I'm a little bit inappropriate for her ears.
She said, like, yeah, I always listen to Mike. And then I'm like, oh, no. And then Ben, reins him back.
Oh, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. And then she was like, 95% what you say. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it was great.
I was like, oh, wow. I'm glad I'm hitting the...
Yeah. Anyway, you didn't answer Chad's question at all about December, but I
don't know. What
shout out Poker News because they're going to put us in the 25K Bahamas main event. Maybe. No,
I wouldn't count on it, boys. Yeah, I wouldn't count on it. Poker News will be there.
Well, then I'll be at the win. No. I haven't still decided either because again, we talked about these parlay things. I just got another notification from World Series reminding me that I've qualified and that I should come to the Bahamas. So,
No, they're trying to spread me open like
they're
trying to spread me open like a Thanksgiving turkey and give me all the offers.
Oh.
I want them offers, I think.
All the stuffings?
There's so much stuffing.
Wow. Well,
it's falling out.
Mike might be in the. We'll probably have to. We're probably going to do bi-coastal this. Have Mike on the East Coast, me on the West Coast.
Okay, Action Bronson.
Yeah.
We're just going to go bi-coastal on them, you know what I mean? Poker News bi-coastal.
Bi-coastal eating upon me,
Oh, my God.
Thanksgiving is coming up, so I might just have to clip that little saying you had, Mike, for
you're welcome
for the holiday season.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What did I even say? I don't remember. I've blacked out the last 30 minutes. Actually,
this is what Kim is talking about.
Yeah.
No, that's on Kim. That's my bad, Kim. Shout out my girl. Kim. Shout out my woman, Kim.
I'm like 88% sure her name was Kim.
I knew I was. I'm in the 12%. I don't think it was Kim.
You know who you
Shout out to Kim, yo.
It's Kim.
That's my girl, Kim.
Thank you.
All right, boys, that's going to do it for this episode. Do us a favor, like, subscribe, give us that 5-star review, share the link with your friends, help us grow the Poker News podcast, especially as the year 2025 comes to an end. We got, 6 weeks left, and that Global Poker Award season is going to be rolling around. We were nominated for Podcast of the Year last year. Would like to get nominated again and possibly win because this time, Ben, you can join us. You're always at the awards doing your little bits with Jeff Platt, but you could be nominated, Ben.
Yeah. Maybe I'll throw you guys a few tickets just to make sure.
Oh shit, dude!
Also, leave us in the comments what you want us to shave Mike's beard and mustache into because he said he'd be willing to do that for charity.
Oh, what?
Leave a comment.
Yeah, just
all right. We will be back next week, 8 a.m. Pacific time, with a new episode of the Poker News Podcast. Until then, we'll keep a seat open for you.